Hi everyone, welcome back. We're carrying on today with the folio using the Muted Easter kit. I have done a little bit of stamping on this one. So when I left you last time, this was just blank. So I've put a few stamps on, some labels and some number transfers onto there. I've just found a few bits that's from the kit and I've just found a little stamp to go in there. I thought the colours look nice. I have just added this little stamp here and I have made this to go on at the top like this. Now it was dead easy to make. All I literally did was took a postcard from the kit, put this on, cut around it to get the shape, and then I found a piece of paper which was longer than the postcard, which would allow me to make a flap, and I stuck it on to the back like that, making sure that I stuck it upside down so that when it was lifted up, it faced the correct way, looking at it this way. So that's what I have been up to. So apart from this thing, I haven't done much else. So I'm going to finish this off first of all. I have a matching number label to go here just to tie the two together. I'm going to put the milk label there, and I have this other label that's going to go on the inside. So I'm first of all just going to grab some glue and pop this one down. So I hope you're all doing well today. What's the weather like where you are? I know a lot of you are in America, so I don't know what your weather's been like, but over here it's spring but may as well be winter. The weather's been terrible. Today it does seem to have brightened up a little bit, so it's quite bright but it's still windy and it's like a cold wind. So even though it's sunny and it's humid as well, actually, it's still cold when you're out and about or when you're sat in it. But fingers crossed, now this will be the beginning of some better weather. I like winter. I do like winter. I prefer autumn. Autumn's my favourite season. But I start getting fed up in January. I like the earlier part of winter, but then it seems to just drag, it drags on, and I've had enough by that point. So fingers crossed we're out of the worst of it now. So the way I plan to stick this on is to just put a bit of glue here, and then I can use it as a tuck for things. I didn't want to do a paper clip because I didn't want to add too much bulk. I don't have any spines, so I thought making a tuck would work best, and then that would just hang down like that. And I've also made a small signature for it as well. I've used the print from the kit and just folded that in half. I've found some interesting paper from a mathematic book. This is from I think it's a Reader's Digest book, and I've decided that I'm going to sew the envelope into the middle of the signature and have it like that. So I'm going to move these to one side for the moment. I don't really want to stick anything down until I kind of completely know what I'm for sure doing and I'm happy with it. So yeah, I'm going to move this out of the way and we're going to get our signature sewn in. This is the thread I'm using. It's like a dark olive green colour. I've already poked some pilot holes with my awl, and I've attached the pages where I want them to be. So I'm going to go in from the inside. I'll just cut myself some thread off. 1, 2, 3. That's very approximate. I do like to leave quite a bit extra. So yeah, so I'm going to go in from the inside because I want it to tie on the inside. I'm going to leave a little bit there. Now, one thing I sometimes do, just a little tip, it's not overly necessary, but I will just put a bit of washi on there sometimes just to hold it back in through here. Down to the bottom hole. Back through this middle. Try and get this hole. And I want to come the other side. Like that. Taking this off. And then I have left quite a lot there actually. So we want this tight, but we don't want it so tight that it's going to rip the paper. So tighten it up. Take that off for now. It seems very loose on the outside. So let's just hopefully tighten it with a bow. That's better. And then, now I learnt this from Natasha at Treasure Boards, and instead of just double knotting it again, that leaves a bit of bulk. She kind of showed us to kind of go under like that, then go this way. And what did she say to do then? I think she went back under here, and back under there, and it makes a knot without it adding bulk. Makes like an S shape, so your knot ends up being long rather than up. I don't know if I've done that correctly, but it's holding. Chop the excess off like that, and I'm going to pop a tiny bit of glue just for good measure, and I am also, once that's dry, I'm also going to pop some sellotape over that as well. To make sure that knot's not going anywhere. And hopefully once we take these off, we're nicely in to our book. There you go. I'm going to put some extra tape on there as well to stop this thread from moving around. I'm also not happy that the knot seems to be coming through the envelope, and I'm wondering whether to take it off altogether. Can you see? Can you see how it's making a hole? Yeah, I might just take that out altogether and just start again. I'm not happy that that's going to hold. Right. So let's just quickly do that again. I've got plenty of thread left. Let's just quickly go through. The envelope was maybe not thick enough, the paper. Here we go. Okay, so not to worry, things like that happen. I can still use this envelope. Hopefully I can do something with it. I could use it as a flap maybe, or I could just print it out again. That's the beauty of digitals, isn't it? You can just print them again if something goes wrong. But looks like I might be able to do some repair work and possibly reuse this. Yeah, I should have thought, I didn't want to print it out on thicker cardboard because I didn't want to make it too thick with having to fold it. But I also didn't like the fact that it could break on me being sewn into the signature. I hadn't thought that that would happen. So we could perhaps do something like that, use that as a tuck, put a bit of tape over there and we're sorted. So that's a nice idea. Right, so this would then go onto there. We could have that there to balance it out, piece of thread on me, and then turn over our signatures. That will go there. And that will go there. So I think the best thing now is to start getting everything stuck in, and then I know where I'm going, you know, I know where I'm going. So I'm going to stick this on two sides to make this into a tuck. So where's my glue? Here it is. So we're not sticking that side. So we're going to stick this side and this one. Okay. And then turning over, I want that one stuck down. So for this one, I'm going to just glue this top section so that I can still use it as a tuck. Make sure that's not glued down. No. Okay, so that's on there. This one's going to go there on three sides because we're going to have this as a pocket. So I'm not going to do that bit, I'm just going to do the actual sides. Okay, so that's how we're looking. I'm liking the look of that. So now I think I want to make some ephemera to go inside here. We need to put a little closure on as well. I think I will do that with a tab and then an eyelet and use some string. And yeah, I think we've got some space for some little extras. Okay, so why is that not glued here? A bit extra there. Right, okay, so let's have a think about what else we could do. There's a tag on the background paper that I want to do something with. So I'm going to pop this to dry. This needs something heavy, this isn't sticking. Right, I'm going to put this under something heavy to encourage it to stay flat. And then I'm going to go and get the tag from the background paper. So my plan for this tag is to cut it down the side and across the top, but leave this so that when we turn it over we can fold it and it makes a pocket on the back. That's the plan anyway. I'm going to score along here just to make it easier to fold. It's not completely necessary, it's just makes it a little bit easier. Fold that back on itself, and we've got a little pocket there, so we could do like an angled one. So I feel like I need to back this with something now, and I feel like the best thing to back it in is either coffee paper or something slightly thicker, just to give it a little bit of strength, particularly if we're having a pocket here. So let me just grab something. I've got this left over. It's the same as we used in the folio on the back side of the flip up bit. So we could use that because that would tie in with the rest. It's quite thick as well, that one. I've got this I could use, which might look nice, but it's quite thin, and also I could use that for something else. I've got this, which is nice, in a brown colour. Yeah, I'm going to have to go and get the folio and have a look. I'm backwards and forwards like a yo-yo today. So I've got this. So imagine if that was on the tag. Got this on one side. We've got this on the other. So what do the colours look like? I do like that, but I'm wondering if it would be a bit too much. But it would be a nice contrast with this rather than going for the same. But then it's quite often nice to have something plain, because you've got, you know, you've got somewhere to write and you can just decorate it a little bit easier. So perhaps I'll go for this one. Right, so that's that one. That's that decision made. Right, so all I'm going to do is stick the tag onto here. Stick it about there. Yep, I'm just going to do that. So put some glue onto this side of the tag, and I don't need to go all the way down. Although I might, would it go all the way down? It's only going to go to about here. That's fine. And I'm actually going to stick it on this side because I've just put glue on that side by accident. My brain's really not working today. So pop that on there. And then I think I'm going to add something there as well. So I'm going to chop this off and then pop that bit down there, just so it gives it the same amount of strength. I mean, it would be easier if I just used a large piece of paper, but I'm working with what I've got. Which I know a lot of us do. And I just want from there to that blue line. That works out well, actually. So from there to the blue line. I've got a little piece there that I could use for something. Take a smidge more off, just a tiny bit. That should fit there, and then that should fold nicely over there. Right, so you can get this stuck down. Nothing like making life difficult for yourself, is there? cut these ends off. And just where I've got that join, I'm going to pop some sellotape to stop it from doing that bending. Okay, and what we can do then is pop this pocket up like that, and we can decide what we want to do with it. So I kind of feel like if I was just to fold this bit in, that would just strengthen that bit there, and I could just leave it like that, to be honest. Chop these extra bits off that we don't need. And then just put a little thumb notch in. The other option is to have it kind of like that. That might add a bit of interest. Should we do that? Should we do that? Yeah, I quite like that. Might go a little bit more. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So, gluing this down, and I'm going to leave the folds because they will help to strengthen the join. So I'm just going to leave those how they are. And next I'm going to do my inking. I'm going to ink all the way around the edge and here, back and front, and I will then get back to you. We're all inked, and I'm just going to poke this hole. Okay, and then I'm going to stick these two sides together and perhaps find something like a hole reinforcer for there. So let's stick these two sides. And now I'm going to tidy up a bit, have a look at where we're at, sort through my bits and decide what we can do next. We could maybe put something on the front, couldn't we? We need to decorate this, we need a hole reinforcer for there, and we need maybe a pocket for the back of the folio. So I will have a quick tidy and I will see you in a bit. So I've used my Distress Oxide to colour one of my hole reinforcers. So I'm just going to pop that on. It matches quite well with this one. That's just a printed one that was already on there. And then what I thought we could do is I'm going to stick that on there just as decoration and fold it over to create another little pocket here. So this is just like a ephemera piece from the kit. Pop that on there. Then I can put like a label here and then I can create a pocket. So I'm just going to make that a little bit more defined so it's nice and clear where I want to fold. I want to put glue all the way over this bit. So let's do that now. This is the piece. This bit I'm going to stick straight down where I put the crease, like that. Then that's just some decoration there. And then this I can glue here and here, or I could glue on one side and make a tuck. What would be better? I think I'll make a pocket and just do a smaller tag for the inside. So we can glue here and here. And glue this down. Just going to make sure I've not glued the top. Yeah, that's fine. Tissue. Do I need tissue? No, I don't need tissue. Right, so then we've got a little pocket on there as well, and we've got a pocket here. We could use a label here as well. So I've got part of the bingo card we could put on there. I also found this little thing, which I just had in my stash. It's chocolate. It's something to do with a chocolate. It's either an advertisement or it's from a wrapper. That might look nice on there. That's quite nice actually, isn't it? So perhaps that one on there. Just glued down for some decoration and maybe a little bit of stamping as well. So just let me have a think. I'll decide what I'm going to do because I might want to put a stamp on here somewhere, and then we'll get back together again. I'll see you in a tick. I am going to do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to use this archival ink in jet black, and this is the stamp. I'm just going to, I quite like to do half, if I'm doing labels, like half labels hanging off. So just going to do that. Some ink halfway, and just to protect my foam, I'm going to pop that underneath. We've got lots of ink on there. I'm just going to put a little bit extra just to be safe. And I'm not the best at getting these straight, but I'm also not overly fussy about stamping because I think it gives your project character, even if it's not the most straightly stamped or the most clearly stamped. That's actually come out really nicely. So I pop that on there. And my idea was to use this, but I'm not actually sure it's needed now. Could go there actually. It's quite nice. So I've got like, I quite like to do things in threes. So that's quite nice on there. I feel like that balances that. Do I want some stamping on the other side? I'm not sure. I'm just going to put a bit of ink around here. And we'll stick it down. Okay, so that's that. And now let's have a think about a pocket for the back of the folio. I'm thinking we could use one of these larger images. So I'll go and have a look, make sure I've got them all printed out and see which one it is that I want to use. So I've decided to use this image here as a pocket for the back. It is slightly too wide, so what I'm going to do is trim inside the black border and cut it off. I've just measured this mark here, and that should just give me enough room then to fit it on. So I'm just going to trim this down. So take that end off, and then I'm just going to go inside these black borders. Okay, same on this side, and I might, to be honest, I can feel that ripping. I haven't let it glued properly, so it might just be worth me cutting it. And then we'll go just inside on the bottom as well. Hopefully that should then fit on nicely, which it does. So I'm going to ink around there in my Distress Oxide, hopefully disguise that bit at the end that's come off. But ink's great because it really does hide a whole host of mistakes. So if you've not quite lined something up or your edges don't quite meet, so it's really handy, I would say, even if it's just one ink pad. So you just choose a colour that you think, you know, would work particularly well. with most things you do, or in your style, or a colour that you like. So even if you just kind of invest in one, I think you would get, you would get quite a lot of use out of it. And I'm just going to have it about there. And I'm not going to put a thumb notch in because I don't want to ruin the image. Just going to stick her down. 3 sides as usual. I've just used some glue book paper to back it. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've done today. So we have put our signatures in, we've stuck our tuck spot in there at the front. We have lots of lovely pages, we've stuck our index flip up in, we've stuck our pocket in. We have made a pocket on the back, and we have also made this pocket here from the tag that was included on the background sheet, the background paper. So we've done a lot today. I think we'll leave it there, and next time we will finish off. We will add a closure, and we will use our other images to add interest and little extra tabs and flippy up bits and things like that. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you then for the third and final part, hopefully, of this little folio project. Take care. See you soon. Bye.